Huh.
Hello there. Tonight's shave, we're going to be using my Ever Ready 100 with a 20 millimeter golden nib finest in it. And the razor we're going to be using tonight is my Christopher Johnson near wedge with flame or quilt maple scales, whatever you want to call them, and haddock wedge. This razor was a gift by 782 Sir Brian. This and an H.L. Shaw Sheffield blade you guys have seen me shave with before. This is the maiden voyage of this on video. You can see the complete restoration of this blade, as well as the making of these scales all the way through, from finishing, from cutting out from rough wood to shaping, finishing, and pinning the razor on my home razor restoration playlist here on YouTube. So if you're interested in that, it's there. And the cream we'll be using tonight is Speick, just because it's lovely stuff. And Cody Man, the Irish shaver, Cody Gerhardt, used a Speick stick earlier this week and reminded me how good this stuff is. So we're going to use it tonight. I've been playing with the hone on this razor. It's not gone as well as I expected. I've honed it. This is the third hone I've done on this razor. I've always been getting it kind of close, but not completely, not where I want it. And I think that I have gotten this razor. I think this thing has got a really nice edge on it now. And so we're going to see. We're going to shave with it. But it's a wedge, and I've never honed a wedge before, and I've always, you guys know I'm not a home meister. I hone my own stuff, and so there are razors that give me trouble. My Boker SS St. Louis, my father-in-law's razor, gave me all kinds of trouble getting an edge on it at first, because it's got a lot of hone wear on it, and the hone wear is not very even. So it took time to figure out how to get that edge and get it right. And it took a little bit of time with this wedge here. But like I said, I think that I've got it now. It's a lovely blade, and I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be a lovely shaver as well. So give me a second, please. I want to kind of square up my sideburns while I'm Oh, yes. Now that's what I'm talking about. I could tell just by trimming my sideburns that I have got, oh yeah, a lovely, lovely edge on this razor now. Yes. It's always wonderful when you struggle with something a little bit and you hang in there and get it. Lovely. I thought it was. It was popping hair and it was passing all the tests. Thumb pad test, hanging hair test, all of that. But I have had razors that passed all those tests and still shave like garbage. And I have had razors that wouldn't pass a hanging hair test for snot that shave beautifully. So, I mean, all those tests, even the hanging hair test that everybody holds up as being such a definitive test of the shave readiness of a razor. They're just tests to kind of give you an idea of what direction you're going at and how well your honing is going. But they're not the be-all and end-all. The only test that really, truly matters is the shave test, period. No matter what anybody else might say, the only one that makes any difference at all is what it shaves like. That final shave test, after you've done all the work on it, will tell the tale. And I have, like I said, I've had razors that would not pass a hanging hair test for anything on the face of the earth, but they shave wonderfully well. And I've had the reverse. But it does make a difference. It is a pretty good test. The hanging hair test, the thumb pad test, they are a pretty good indicator, at least, that your honing went well if the razor passes it, but they're not. If you all need to know this razor, it's lovely. It's given an incredibly lovely shave right now. I've not used a wedge before I got this razor, and I shave with this razor. Lovely. 3 days in a row now. This is the third day. And I've passed out wedges before because I thought they were probably going to be too heavy and I wasn't going to like them. I like full hollow blades. They're light, they're nimble. I like a square point. They're light, they're nimble. The square point makes them really precise and really controllable. So they've been my favorite. I've got grinds in between the full hollow, and a wedge. And those in between grinds, you know, I've said before, I've never seen a straight razor that I didn't like. I've never used one that I didn't like. But I do favor a square point full hollow. And so I have passed up wedges before, but this razor has changed my mind. I won't be passing up any more wedges anymore if I find them and I can afford them. I like the weight of this razor. It's substantial, and it seems to make the razor rock steady, which is something lovely. I could stop right there, but I'm going to go for a third pass. That's something that rock steadiness is something I like, because you guys, a lot of you guys know I have problems sometimes with trimmers. Now, I have been blessed this whole month to be able to shave with a straight, and I think, not sure, but I believe that I've worked out kind of a rhythm when my hands start to try to tremble, a rhythm of how I move the razor across my face, you know, how I bring it up to my face and stuff like that. That's really helping me to be able to get a handle on the problems with my hands and shave with a straight. I've also been blessed this month not to have as many of those episodes either, so, you know, time will tell. But the weight of this razor seems to help with that. But also, that French point is a lot like lovely. The French point is a lot like a square point and how it behaves on the face. There's nothing with me. The round points is particularly, and some of the barber's notches, but not many of them. They're not too bad actually. But the round point razors there seems to be like too much steel past the edge for me. You know, it's not that big of a deal, but I can feel the difference between that and a square point. And I much prefer a square point, although one of my favorite razors, I've got almost all of my favorites. I love my straights. But anyway, one of my favorite razors, that HL Shaw that Brian gave me, is a round point. So let's not, you know, make the mistake of thinking that, you know, I don't like them. I'm just saying that preference-wise, that square point is something that I really like. This French point that is absolutely lovely. Nice. This French point acts a lot like a square point as far as the way it feels on my face. I just absolutely love that French point. So, alright, bless the Lord. 3 passes for an incredibly smooth, close shave. Lovely blade, lovely edge. Bless the Lord. I figured that out. Got a wonderful edge on it. I started out using too much tape on that razor because it was a wedge and I was afraid of a wide bevel. It's not got that wide of a bevel. It's got a bevel like my Rover does, which is no big deal. Not a bad bevel at all. Anyway, I back down to 1 layer of tape like I do all my other razors. And voila! Beautiful. So, yeah. Wonderful. Aftershave is Florida water with a ton of menthol crystals added to it. Can't get away from them. Love them. So, alright. That's been the shave. Brian, thank you so much for this razor. I hope that you watch the scales videos. I've got 7 of them that show the whole process from start to finish. I hope you watch the scale videos for this razor, and I hope that it pleases you. I really thank you for this razor. It's going to be, and it's already become one of my very favorite blades. And thank you guys for watching. God bless you, and I will talk to you later.
Huh.